Welcome to another episode of Shifting Reality, where I share my thoughts on the world and my advice.
I just take it day by day. Ooh, never hearing what they say. Ooh, I just do it mine.
Okay, let's just get straight into today's video. Today we're talking about how to be so consumed in your life that you have no time for bullshit. Bullshit is distractions, people who don't deserve to be around you, I don't know, belief systems, whatever is distracting you from the life you desire to live. So what does it mean to be consumed in your life? It means becoming the main character of your life instead of a side character, because I know for me, like in my adolescence, my teenage, on borderline adult life, I learned that my life should be based off of other people almost. Well, I didn't learn that. It's just something I picked up, I guess. So most of my life was consumed by other people. And I finally detached from that ideal and realized that when I focus so much on other people, their lives, their wants and their needs, and me trying to cater to them, I was losing myself in the process. So that's how I came across this whole idea and implementing it into my life of being so focused on me that I don't have time for anybody else's bullshit, their projections, their judgments, their expectations of me, whatever comes into play in terms of me living my best life, right? Because this is all about you at the end of the day. And they may make you feel selfish for choosing yourself, and that is fucking stupid. You're not selfish at all. Most of you watching me right now are probably empaths, and you give too much to others, and you don't focus enough on yourself. So then it's very unhealthy to be and live that way. And that's what I had to realize on my own. Before I started focusing on myself, my mindset was all over the fucking place. Like, I was constantly comparing myself to others because nobody taught me otherwise. I was constantly living for other people instead of myself. And I was very much dependent upon validation. And oh my God, so you can imagine how torturous the beginning of my life was when I didn't receive the validation or the know-how of how to really live my life. Again, I had to figure it out on my own, and I realized that the best thing you can do for yourself is focus on yourself, literally, because it not only helps you by focusing on yourself, but you also attract so many better things in your life when you have a sense of self-love. Yeah, so I'm reading off my notes, guys, like I said. So thinking about other people's judgments and expectations used to play a huge role in what I did in my life, because that's basically how I grew up. Listening to others, what they tell me I should and shouldn't do, and blindly following those directions. So I was playing that programming out continually until I became aware of its effect on my life and my decisions. It was until I started really focusing on myself and my needs and my wants where I started making the best decisions for me, not for other people. Decisions not based off of what other people thought was best for me, but what I knew was best for me. Because at the end of the day, you know yourself better than anyone because you live with yourself every day, right? And if you live with yourself every day, shouldn't you get to know yourself? Shouldn't you learn who you truly are? And I think that's what we forget to do in this world. We think we're just this person living for no fucking reason, and that's not the truth. You're all here for a reason. It's just a matter of believing that you are. So to become more internally focused, I started creating routines and habits, and that has really helped me. And you do not have to do it all at once. This is like a process, okay? It's like a long-term objective you're working towards. Not everything is gonna happen at once. It took me 2 years to get to this place I'm in now, where I'm meditating every day, I'm going to the gym 4 times a week, I'm continuing with my school and working on my creative project. Like, it took me time to get here, baby steps each day or every other day, because some days I sat in bed and I did nothing, and that was okay, because I needed that time again to align and get to the right place in my life, or my right mindset to be ready to receive the things that I desire. So don't be scared of rest either. Rest is a part of the routine as well. If you don't rest, you're going to overwhelm yourself. And when you overwhelm yourself, there's less time to focus on the things that you want because you're fucking all over the place, scatterbrained. Like I said, this was a process for me. I did a lot of things to get to this place where I am very focused on myself and my life. And it took me like letting go of people, mindsets, belief systems, all that, to really like be okay with being consumed in my own life instead of consumed in other people's. So one of the main things I've done is stopped consuming other people's content. And that doesn't mean like I'm not on TikTok or Instagram, honey. I will scroll on there for hours just like everybody else. I still do that. But when it comes to Instagram or like consciously choosing to tune into somebody's life, unless it's like a content creator I really enjoy or somebody randomly I see, I don't do that. So when it comes to like Instagram and the stories and everything, you know how you click on it and then, you know, you look at somebody's life. I don't do that anymore. I decided like a year ago I wasn't going to do that anymore because it's none of my business what anybody does with their life. And I was more externally focused. So letting go of that has really helped my mindset in terms of like comparison or, you know, just judging myself and where I'm at in my life. Because when you look at other people's lives, of course, you're just looking at their highlight reel, what's going good, and then you compare it to your life. And my life has been a little rocky, as we all have probably had rocky lives. You don't have to do what I did, but I found that it was best for my mental health doing that because I don't know. Like I said, I was more externally focused, so eliminating that altogether really helped. So that was one of a few things I did. I also started like continually meditating. That allowed me to connect with myself deeper as well. It's also really exciting, the different meditations, guided meditations you can choose from on YouTube or any of the apps like Calm or anything like that. Those are really helpful for your mindset. And they also help you focus on self-love and focusing on your desires and your passions and your wants and manifesting those into your life. So meditation is definitely one I recommend. I've been doing it for like, oh my God, like 3 years, 4 years now, because I'm a Pisces, and I know some people don't really believe like zodiac signs and everything, but I can say I'm definitely really emotional, maybe more emotional than a lot of humans out here. I feel very deeply, so meditation helps me deal with those heavy emotions when they come up and, you know, just really understand what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. That's definitely something I recommend if you want to be more focused on your life, your goals, your wants, your desires. Meditation is something that can help you figure that out for yourself. Sitting in quiet, it doesn't have to always be a guided meditation. Sometimes sitting in silence is the best thing you can do. And then number 3, what would I say? To be focused more on my life. Oh my God. Let me say working out definitely changed everything. Like I started working out at the gym this year, but I've been working out at home and in my apartment for like, a year or 2 now. And oh my God, going to the gym really changed everything. Like my confidence went off the roof. Okay. Cause when I'm in the gym, I'm so focused on letting out my anger and all the shit that be pissing me off. Like, I don't know, if you're like over emotional, the gym will help you. Let me tell you, you can hop on that Stairmaster and say, fuck that nigga. I was always scared. So it took me like 2 years to build up the confidence. That's why I'm saying this is a long-term objective. It doesn't all have to happen so fast. You'll get there. Trust me. As long as you're taking steps, honey, you're gonna get there. Trust yourself, okay? Okay, the first time I went to the gym, I was so fucking scared. You have no idea. Okay, I'm just a girl, but I'm a girl that's independent now because I walked in that bitch and I did it. And since then, it's been easy. I walk in that bitch like I own it. The first time is always gonna be the hardest time, okay? Once you get over the initial hump of doing something, it becomes easy. And if you continually do it, it becomes a habit. And now it's nothing. It's just a part of your routine. That's definitely something I recommend. Going to the gym is really good for your mental health. And it teaches you discipline. Because once I started being disciplined in the gym, I was like, okay, now I can be disciplined with my podcast more so. And of course, school has taught me to be disciplined as well. But I'm forced to do that. So that's a different story, you know? So it's more like being disciplined with things that you want for yourself. Not being so consumed in other people's lives. Meditation, going to the gym. Self-love routines are really important. That means making time for the things that you want, your passions, your desires. Like one of my passions, of course, is my podcast. So once I started making more time for that, oh my God, life got so much better. I noticed that when I'm not in alignment with my path, meaning I'm not fucking creating or helping other people heal or myself heal, then I feel like something is missing. And sometimes I think, oh, it's a person that's missing in my life that will fulfill me. But every time I realize it's always going to be the thing that my soul desires, if that makes sense. So putting self-love, putting your energy into your passions. I don't know, what do you like to do? It depends on you. Everybody is an individual and they like different things. So what makes you happy? What lights you up? What do you wake up and you really want to do? What gives you a sense of purpose? And those are questions you just need to ask yourself. Honestly, sometimes you just need to sit and have a conversation with yourself and be like, hey, what do I really desire? What do I really like to do? You know, self-love is also about continuing to learn. Okay, we don't want to stay stagnant. We don't want to stay the same person we were 2-4 years ago. So that means learning more about yourself, learning more about the world you live in, learning more about anything you fucking want. As long as you're being a student of life, then you're good. Absorb new information that will help you live your life better, honestly. So that's also a part of self-love. What else is a part of self-love, guys? I'm sure you guys can think of something that I don't mention, but another part of self-love is knowing yourself so much that you don't give a fuck about anybody else's opinion, expectation, or judgment on you, because it doesn't matter, bitch. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you know yourself enough, you're like, okay, you're judging me? Cool. You just don't know yourself. Oh, you think this about me? Okay, you don't even fucking know me. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you know yourself, it's so hard for people to like penetrate your auric field where they're shooting projections at you. You're like, swat all the flies away. Okay? I can't. You literally do need to swat the gnats away. The gnats are the people that are fucking stupid, who will tell you how you need to like live your life. They'll tell you, oh, you shouldn't believe that. Oh, that's out of the box. Oh, this, oh, that. You need to swat all them gnats away. And that is also a part of self-love. Loving yourself enough to let go of the people who do not deserve to be in your fucking life. The people who judge you, who project on you. The people who don't see themselves so they can't see you. That is another important thing of being consumed in your life. Because if you're around people like that, if you're around people who literally, I don't know, they're just, I don't know what else to call them besides bots. They're literally bots. They have no minds of their own, but they're sitting here telling you how you should live your life. Shut up. Just because you're programmed to think I should live my life this way doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm not. We're not. I recently started watching Vampire Diaries, and I noticed how Stefan and Elena both had a journal or a diary, and that inspired me to keep one. And so recently I've been doing like a Dear Diary every time I can or remember to write in my journal. I do, and it has really helped me, especially when like writing out my feelings or how the day went, or sometimes I'll start my day by writing in my journal by saying like how I want the day to go. So journaling is definitely one of those things that can help you with being more internally focused. And I would say do it definitely, because at first I was like journaling, I don't feel like writing. But when I actually started writing down my days and how I was feeling and then looking back on it, it really helped me like realize how much I'm growing and how much my life is changing. When you keep a journal, you're able to see how your mindset and your perspectives change. So I definitely recommend that. I mentioned a few things you can do to be more internally focused, but your journey is specific to you. Whatever you think is best for you in terms of being consumed in your own life, what do you want to do? You know? So it's all up to you. The choice is yours, honey. Next, let's get into how to eliminate distractions, because this is very important as well. The distractions, of course, will distract you from being focused on your life. So how do we eliminate that? How do we identify those? So I wrote down some things. Let me see real quick. Let me see. The questions you want to ask yourself in terms of like, is this a distraction? Do I need to let this go? You ask yourself, do these things align with the person I desire to be? I'll let you think about it. Can we put in that do 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 Trinity, editing Trinity, put in that music. Have you decided? Do these things align with the person you desire to be? You have your answer. Good, good, good. Next, would my highest self accept or deal with this? Cue music. Do 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 do. Okay, do you have your answer? That last question is in terms of people, typically, because would my highest self deal with this other person's behavior? Would my highest self, who really truly loves herself, be putting up with somebody else's bullshit? Hell no, she wouldn't. Hell no. But again, it takes time to get there. Be easy on yourself, be patient. We don't want to be uncompassionate to ourselves. You need to be compassionate, the most compassionate to yourself, of course. That's perfectly fine if you're not ready to let go of something. Sometimes you need to go through cycles 100 fucking times for you to realize, hey, I need to leave this alone. Hey, I need to let this go. You know? So it's up to you how much pain and suffering you want to endure. So the choice is yours. What are the benefits of focusing on your own life? I mean, first, yeah, you have no time for bullshit. That is the number one benefit of being focused on your life. No time for bullshit. I have my notes. Okay, I'm reading it for you. Being consumed in your life allows you to get to know yourself better. And the more you know yourself, the less others' opinions, judgments, or expectations play a role in your life. So I think I said that before. And we know living for other people will never benefit us in the end. So this is really monumental in becoming the authentic version of yourself, where you're no longer swayed by external noise and you can truly live on your own terms. Because when you're consumed with yourself, you really don't have time for anyone else who isn't helping you become better or making you happy. It really changes the dynamics of your relationships when you have your own life that you're focusing on. First, it makes you more attractive. Apparently it does. Of course, having your own goals, your own passions, your own, way of living is going to make you more fucking attractive. Men, women, we're not attracted to people who don't have anything like going for themselves. And that doesn't mean materially. It means like mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, what are you doing for yourself? When you're constantly consumed in somebody else's life or living for other people, what are you doing for yourself? Right? People will see that you're passionate about something, that you have something going for yourself, and they'll be attracted to that. It's authentic energy. Who wouldn't be? When you're disciplined and doing the things that you desire and keeping up this routine and having good habits for yourself, it always makes you feel better about yourself, and then self-love increases. But focusing on yourself can also benefit you in terms of letting go of belief systems and reframing how you perceive the world. Because when you have more time for yourself, you have more time to nitpick and really figure out oh, what do I believe, and how is this belief affecting me in my day-to-day? How is it affecting my decisions and how I show up in the world? So that is also definitely a benefit of focusing on yourself. It's you have more time to analyze what needs to be fixed. How to maintain focus and avoid falling back into old habits. Let me just say, it is okay to fall back into old habits. I do that shit all the time. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm trying to be more compassionate and patient with myself, because I'm realizing not everything is going to happen so fast and at once. The journey can be fast, but the journey can also be really slow sometimes. And yeah, sometimes you do need to repeat the cycle so you really learn what you need to learn. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So if you fall back into old habits, it had to happen for some reason. Maybe you needed to really learn the lesson. Maybe you didn't get it the first time, the second time, the third time. Honey, me too. Sometimes I do it all the time, okay? I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. God doesn't expect us to be perfect. We're just supposed to learn and integrate, let go, learn and integrate. Don't take it in a toxic way. I don't want you guys to be oh, I'm so consumed in my life, I don't need to talk to anybody. I'm cutting off everybody. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. No, we're not going to do that, okay? Because that's taking it to the extreme. Focusing on your life means focusing on your goals, your passions, but also focusing on building healthy relationships that help you grow and excel, That's also important in a healthy life balance, having those connections that bring you some sort of joy. And I want you guys to remember, just because you're focused on your life doesn't mean you can't have fun. Being focused on your life also means creating experiences that you will enjoy, going out to, I don't know, whatever is fun to you. Sometimes I be thinking because I'm spiritual, I have to be perfect. But then I realize, bitch, being spiritual is being imperfect and then accepting it. You just accept yourself for who you are. Don't forget to have fun, to find your passions, do what you love, create good routines and habits for yourself, and do what you need to do to live your best life. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, your day, your evening, whatever it is. And I will see you next time, okay? Kisses. Mwah.